Chelsea Williams out of Jackson Milton as they get ready for a tournament game tonight against McDonald. Chelsea, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get into this tournament game with McDonald, which I'm sure we're going to talk about, I want to talk about this season as a whole and just a reflection on it. You obviously being featured on the basketball team, being featured in other sports before this, but now you're kind of winding down the entirety of senior season now. What's this senior experience been like for you coming from basketball to softball, and what's been this senior softball experience been like for you?
I mean, honestly, it's been pretty awesome. Like, I've always looked up to seniors like years prior, and I just, I've always been excited for it and just, dreamed of it, honestly. And it's like I'm winding down, and it's a little nostalgic. It's a little bittersweet. This softball season, especially because it's the last sport. Like basketball, I was sad, but I still had softball to be my last sport, and now that it's winding down, it's just kind of makes me sad. And I love softball so much, so it's just like it's really bittersweet. But I mean, it's like you're coming to that point where like you're done with sports, but I still love it.
And so you're playing basketball. There are 6 players on this roster in basketball, and you guys have to be like. There's no choice but to be a tight knit team. How much did that help you to make a really good chemistry team with a softball team, which fortunately has more than 6 players on the roster, so more personalities to gel with? But I'm sure you learned a lot in the basketball season about how to gel with people because you were forced to. So how much has the experience during basketball season helped you and the other players that are coming from basketball to softball really build team chemistry on this team?
Well, as you said, only 6. So as a leader, I really had to step up more because, I mean, there's only 6 girls. It's hard to keep everybody disciplined because you can stray away from that because of how loose practices can be because we only had 6. So the same thing with softball. It's just really discipline, and having that leadership, it's helped flow into softball. And like we've never really had problems. There's a really good team chemistry. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, we've been dancing all over Facebook and stuff like that. So we just like having that stay loose mentality and just trying to enjoy the sport has really helped.
Will Cotton Eye Joe ever sound or feel the same again now after this season?
No. Every time I hear Cotton Eye Joe, I'm going to probably be thinking of softball season, and it's a sweet moment to have.
Where did that all start? Where did this dancing come into play? I think we talked with McKaylee a little bit earlier about it, but like, let's talk about this. Where did this dancing kind of start? And it's kind of a rallying point for you guys now before each game.
Yeah. It started when we had a Mineral Ridge game. It was originally supposed to be senior night, but we changed it to against Waterloo because it was supposed to rain, so we weren't sure, and we didn't have any decorations out and stuff. So it was supposed to be senior night, so we're pretty rowdy, and we just always have the speaker out and play music. And so it started pouring down rain after we warmed up. And so Mineral Ridge was out warming up and started pouring down rain. So they ran inside into their dugout, and we just started playing music, and Cotton Eye Joe came on, and everybody, and I mean everybody, was doing it. Even Mineral Ridge was doing it with us. So it was just like a moment of like, let's just make the most of the moment and make the most of the rain because it's frustrating. And so we just started doing the Cotton Eye Joe.
How much has all that kind of exposed you to the team's personality and let this team personality really shine out? And obviously you share everything on social media too, so everyone gets to see this team's personality.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I want to look back and just be like, I really enjoyed like playing softball, and not only on the field, but just as a team. Like you want to look back and be like, wow, I had a lot of fun. And I think we radiate that energy to other teams, even because I mean, like I said, Mineral Ridge was dancing with us, and it's like that's the kind of thing you want a team to have, is to just radiate that positive energy, that stay loose mentality that just helps us have fun in the end.
You look at these numbers at the plate for this season, Chelsea. You're batting above 400. You have a couple of home runs. You have plenty of RBI. And this was a team last year that Coach Ciccolelli was honest and said they struggled hitting. And Now they're not really struggling hitting anymore. What do you think clicked for you and this team at the plate?
What clicked is really like we're always talking. We're always talking in the dugout. We're always talking in the field. Like what's the umpire strike zone? What is the pitcher struggling to pitch? Who's pitching the rise ball? Is everybody swinging at it? Do we have to be in the front of the box, the back of the box? I think it's really just us talking as a team has helped us come up to the plate prepared for the pitcher, for the umpire, for the game. Like we are always tying. So if someone strikes out, we're saying, oh, watch that outside corner. Like it just helps everybody be up at the plate ready mentally, and the physical part is easy.
How do you kind of balance those frustrations of this season with all the rainouts that you've had to experience? We know it's hit this team a little bit harder than it's hit some others.
It's honestly, it was really frustrating. Before we had that doubleheader with Matthews, I was just asking Coach Ciccolelli and stuff like that. I was just like, is there any way we can get a game? Like, I'll play anybody at this point. We could play a flipping baseball team for all I care. I just wanted to be out on the field because we had struggled last year with a little bit of rain. And I just didn't want the season to repeat again because being a senior, it's the end. Everything's over after that. So I just wanted a game in. But once we started playing, I started looking up and just being like, you know what, I just have to enjoy every game at this point. If I strike out, if I make a bad play, if I get out stealing a base, like I just got to bounce back from it because I don't know how many games I have left, and I just need to enjoy it.
Man, you pour your everything into sports. I mean, you play in basketball, and like we said before, 6 players, so you were probably exhausted at the end of the season. You go right to softball.
Very.
Where does this love for athletics kind of come from? Where does the work ethic come from? And where does this drive to keep competing when things are like you have to be exhausted come from?
I would say probably I'm the third child. I have 2 siblings that have always been involved in sports, and I've always been a gym rat. So I've been a team manager for like the volleyball team for my sister. So it's just like I've always had that love for sports. My parents played sports. They're both alumni from Jackson Milton. So I just have always had that interest and love for any sport even. I'll watch football, I'll watch even lacrosse. I don't even know lacrosse. I'll play softball, I'll play anything. It's just honestly it just comes from the heart. That's all I can really say because I've always loved it and I've always had that desire to just do my best no matter what.
I mean, you wear the Jackson Milton colors with so much pride. You mentioned the family ties to it, so I can imagine that it's a little bit more meaningful for you going onto the field wearing that. Talk about the pride you feel in wearing those colors for Jackson Milton, but in also doing that, just talk about overall this experience with these teams that you've gotten to have over the years and how much that has meant to you, and some advice you would offer to younger players that are going to be coming up into Jackson Milton.
I would definitely say like just being able to have the ability to even put on a uniform and go out and play any sport is just something someone should really cherish. And looking back on all these years, like you don't even remember the bad things that really happened. Like might remember a missed shot or something in the moment, but in the end, it's just like you got to just enjoy what happens and just go with the flow at this point because you really want to look back and just say, I gave it my all, I did my best, and I had fun doing it. And just like coming from this small school, you really make that bond because everybody's trying to help everybody out at this point. And like going back to the 6 players thing, everyone was just there because of the love of basketball. And I feel like at a small school, you really get that. And just everyone just wants to have fun. Everyone just loves the sport that they're playing. And it's just kind of like a sweet moment to have coming from a small school, especially.
What are the future plans for Chelsea Williams?
Future plans. I'm going to Ohio State for biology. I want to be a veterinarian, hopefully. Definitely going to be playing some intramural sports. Maybe try out for the club softball team even. I know I'm going to be doing some sports down there for sure.
I got to tell you, I think you have a coaching mind. Is coaching ever in your future goals when you think about what you can do down the future? I think you'd make a good coach.
Definitely want to be a coach. I've always said that. I mean, my mom coached me my freshman year of basketball. She coached my middle school years of basketball. and just seeing that and still being able to be a part of the game even as I get older would just be amazing, because I want to be able to have that space where a kid can come and play basketball, play softball, play volleyball, and just be able to let loose and not have anything to stress about. So I would love to be a part of that and helping the future generations love the sport.
We
All right,
talked about
Chelsea, it's time. Oh, Ty, you got a
no,
question?
yeah, just one more, because we talk about the sport and we talk about while you're still playing. I mentioned it, and I want to give you the opportunity. Let's look ahead to this McDonald matchup real quick. Talk about your excitement for it. I know it's a conference matchup. It's a Scarlet here. It's round 3. What's the mentality going into McDonald round 3?
Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys know the famous line, but it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, and especially when you're playing a Jackson Milton team. Let me tell you, I am excited. We played them in one day in a doubleheader, and it's just, we're ready now. We've gelled together as a team. Our hitting has improved. Our defense is strong. I'm ready. I'm excited. It'll be a good game.
We are so excited. It'll be on ysnlive.com. You can get that and all the other tournament games that are on network for $9.99. I'll put that plug in there for all those Jackson Milton fans that are listening right now. But it is time for your rapid fire questions to learn a little bit about Chelsea Williams off the field. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, I guess.
I think we'll start off with, do you play any musical instruments? And if you don't, which one do you wish you could play?
I actually started learning to play the guitar during quarantine, so I do play the guitar.
All right. What is the first song you learned to play on the guitar?
Horse with No Name, I think. It's a really simple one.
All right, Chelsea, do you have any pets?
I have 3 dogs, and I have about 16 chickens. So.
You had to pick one of those pets, one of those 19 pets. Ooh. And if one of them could talk, what would they say about you?
They would say I talk in a high-pitched voice to them. I treat them like babies, and I feed them snacks when my parents don't know.
All right, you have a lot of siblings. Which one gets on your nerves the most?
Definitely my sister, because we share a room.
What's the one thing your sister can do to just really like that one push your button type of thing?
Steal my clothes without telling me.
What is your favorite workout routine?
Definitely leg press. I really like leg press.
If you could live anywhere in the world besides where you live, where would you want to live?
Spain with my friend Carla.
Yes. What's your favorite vacation spot?
I haven't been there, but I definitely want to go to Hawaii. But I've been to California. I like California.
What's your childhood fears? Give me some childhood fears that you had.
Scared of the dark, for sure. Oh, I'm afraid of wasps and bees, for sure.
Right there
Those
with
are
you.
the 2 main ones.
And it's still, I have irrational fear of bees and wasps. And I remember one day there was one right on the monitor, and I was like, oh, Ty, I might leave you. What is your favorite subject in school?
Probably cooking.
That's awesome. What's the funnest thing to cook?
Dessert. Brownies are like my favorite dessert, so probably dessert.
What was the last thing you cooked?
Last thing we cooked, I think I made an avocado egg sandwich.
Can the cooking class bring desserts to YSN at the next game?
Maybe. If not, I'll bring a brownie or something.
Good. We like bribery at YSN. What is one foreign language that you wish you could speak?
Spanish.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully out in like Tennessee or something, having some horses, maybe being a veterinarian, and definitely having some dogs.
We know that you have a lot of talent on the basketball court, on the softball field. What is your hidden talent?
Oh God, my hidden talent. What? Carla's right here trying to tell me something.
Got some help.
I don't even know I don't even know if I have a hidden talent, honestly. I'm a pretty open book. I tell people everything.
What is one mythical creature that you wish existed?
Unicorn.
I mean, that's a popular answer. We get that a lot. If you were taking a long vacation, would you rather fly or drive?
Oh, fly.
What player on the team can cheer you up no matter what the situation is?
Carla.
Who's the
Or
best
Emily
dancer? Who's the best dancer on the team? We'll leave with that one since you guys dance so much.
Me or Emily.
All right, Chelsea, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system, the people that are always there for you.
I just want to thank definitely my family, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, Carla. She's been to so many games and she always videotapes my at-bats, even if I get hit by a pitch. My coaches, they always help me with everything and just really cheer me up. Definitely the players, just anyone involved with sports with me, I'm just thankful for because they're what makes it the best.
All right, Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck tonight and the rest of the season. I hope it goes long, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much for having me.